Good afternoon from Sid City Stadium in Fargo, North Dakota. I'm Devin Kleiman alongside Gabe Thomas's brother Jed as we get set for girls softball action between the Shanley Deacons and the Grand Forks Central Knights. Beautiful day here, 68 degrees, not a cloud in the sky, and we're ready for some action, Jed. Who are some key players to watch for?
Well, Chris's son, looking at the visitors' side, I'm thinking right off the bat, Willow Reinstad pitching on the mound. She has been a dynamo for Grand Forks Central this year. Look for her to have a really strong performance today. On the Deacon side of things, it's some names we're really familiar with. First up, Ingrid Swanson. She'll be playing second. She's also got the ability, though, to pitch, and she's quite good at it. She's a huge key for the Deacons. Also, Lauren Rotunda, the senior shortstop, never count her out. And taking the mound for the Deacons will be Molly Schmidt, a very consistent pitcher who has really shined this year.
Definitely. Deacons trying to bounce back after a tough loss yesterday to one of the top teams in the state, West Fargo.
And you know, Devin, that's exactly where I was headed. The Deacons are coming off some tough losses here. Dropped one earlier to Central Cass, and then, as you said yesterday, lost one 15-5 on their home turf against West Fargo. And those are losses that really sting against some known rivals. So look for the Deacons to really try and have a bounce-back game against this EDC foe.
Grand Forks Central comes in at 5-7, 10-12 overall in the year. Pretty solid record. Schmidt's first pitch is on the way. Outside, ball one. Really no wind to factor in today.
If anything, the wind should help the hitters as it is blowing towards the outfield.
1-0 pitch is low, ball two. 2-0 is in there for strike one, 2-1. And that's going to be outside for another ball. Three-one pitch is popped straight up. Catcher's going to have a play at this one. And it dropped. A little miscommunication between Taylor Airholtz and Allison Godden right at home plate. That gives Grand Forks Central a runner on first to start out the game.
Well, that's a tough break early there for the Deacons. You have an opportunity to get an easy out, and it winds up being a runner on first. Not the way you want to start the game, and those are errors that we've seen the Deacons struggle to get under control. Hopefully, though, they can calm down here and not make those same mistakes.
Throw down to first right away. No play. It's definitely not how you want to start the game with an error-filled game last time we watched.
That is true against Central Cass. Errors were really what did the Deacons in. Hopefully, though, they can find a groove this afternoon.
That pitch is swung on and missed. Strike one. Strike two, my fault. McWilliams on first. Still no outs for the Deacons. Schmidt's 0-2 pitch is going to be high, 1-2. Another throw down to first. No play again.
McWilliams really teasing the steal here.
One-two pitch on its way. Swung on and missed. Strike three by Schmidt. Her first of the day. One down. Good pitch by Schmidt to change speeds there. Got her way out in front of that one.
Well, Molly Schmidt is a senior with a lot of experience. Very calm on the mound and just knows what to do to get these strikes when she needs them.
One down. This one's roped into left field for a single. Grand Forks Central still rolling with a runner on first and second now. Reinstead, the pitcher, comes up with one down, trying to help herself out on the mound today. Schmidt's first pitch is in there for a strike, strike one. with one down. Second pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike two. 0-2 pitch is going to be high, 1-2. Trying to get her to chase. Another pitch is fouled straight back. Count remains 1-2. And that is swung on and missed. Strike three. Another strikeout for Schmidt. 2 down for the Deacons. Ellingson comes in. Trying to keep the inning alive. 2 outs. Runners on first and second. The windup swung straight on. Fouled straight back. Grand Forks really being aggressive here in the first inning.
Well, they know what it takes to beat the Deacons is a good start. That has been a problem the Deacons have had. And when an opponent can get a nice, good start, they can really do damage.
Off-speed pitch outside, ball 1. 1-1. 1-1 pitch is popped up. This one's right at Earholtz, and she'll have to fight the sun and drops this one. Bases are now going to be loaded. The second error of the inning for the Deacons.
Right there are those errors we talked about, the ones you just cannot afford to make if you're Shanley. As you mentioned, that Central Cast game we broadcast just a few weeks ago, errors were what did the Deacons in, and they have to learn from their mistakes.
Can't give a team a second chance now with the bases loaded. This one swung on a miss, strike 1.
Central being aggressive here, even with 2 outs. They want to take advantage of the bases loaded.
Schmidt's pitch. It's going to be in there again, strike 2. Has her in a hole now. This is going to be a big pitch, 0-2, bases loaded, 2 outs. And the pitch is high, ball 1. Adversity here in the first inning for the Deacons. The 1-2 pitch is high, but swung on and missed. Strike 3. Schmidt gets out of the jam. 1 hit on 2 errors for the Central Knights.
Well, Deacons are really lucky to get out of that. They put themselves in a hole, but really strong performance there by Molly Schmidt to overcome adversity. We saw runners get on, but every time after that, Schmidt was able to throw either a strike. Well, actually, it was a strikeout after every runner got on, and that just goes to show her ability to overcome that adversity. And I think that's a trait you really gain as a senior with that experience on the mound, being in those difficult situations.
Definitely good job bouncing back after each batter. Deacons are going to have Lauren Rotunda lead it off, as usual.
Well, you can't really think of anyone better to lead off. Someone with her skill set of hitting and base running skills. It's really the whole package, and the Deacons are glad to have her.
Deacons try to get her as many at-bats during the course of the game.
Going to need some help from her teammates, and they've got a very capable order. The question is, can they compete against the pitching of Willow Reinstad? She's been having a good year.
This will be the first time we'll see her.
It will. You can expect another good performance from her, though. Going to be a real test, though, against this Deacon lineup.
Deacon scored 5 runs yesterday, so the bats are alive for sure.
That, of course, came against a very difficult West Fargo team. Of course, as usual, one of the top teams in the state. Always got to be happy to come away with some runs against them. Stifling defense.
We're set to start the bottom of the first inning. Rotunda's going to step into the box. Reinsted's first pitch is low by her feet, ball 1. Rotunda swings at the first pitch a little early on there, 1-1. One pitch. This one's hit just down the third baseline, foul. Count will go to 1-2.
Rotunda being aggressive early here, but that's what you like to see if you're the Deacons.
Been a little early on both swings. The 1-1 2-2 pitch now.
Well, as you said a little early, that is correct. Perhaps just some early jitters here. Always something you got to iron out in the first few innings of a game.
Rotunda takes this 2-2 pitch. This one's popped short, but foul. Right in between the shortstop and left fielder. No one could get to it. She's alive still. Not what you want to do is give Rotunda even more chances up there at the plate. Rotunda strikes out swinging for out number 1.
Well, that is a rare occurrence for Lauren Rotunda. She's always very strong on the plate, so something that Reinstad has to be very happy about, throwing that strikeout.
Reinstad's first pitch to Swanson. Outside ball 1. Breeze picked up a little bit. Swanson swung on and missed. Strike. One pitch. This one's grounded at the third baseman. Coming in hot. The shortstop's going to still have a play at it. Not in time. Good swing by Swanson. Third baseman just couldn't handle it.
Well, you know, as we said, Ingrid Swanson, she's a threat on the mound, but also a very capable batter, and she has done a fantastic job for the Deacons this year. Her ability to just get on base at such a high clip has been indispensable.
Good leadoff hit for the Deacons. Godden's going to step in now. Godden's put together a good year.
Well, Godden has some very impressive power that she has flashed multiple times this year.
Godden shows bunt there. It fouls it off. Excuse me, didn't foul it off. That one goes flying straight back. But she did go, so it's still going to be a strike. Runner advanced to second on the pass ball. 0-2 pitch. That's a little high. 1-2. The 1-2 pitch fouled straight down the third base side. Deacons with a runner in scoring position. Reinstead already has one strikeout trying to get out of this jam here. 1-2 is high as well. 2-2. Outfield playing fairly deep for Godden. Even 2-2 pitch is fouled straight up. Catcher's not going to have a chance at it, though. Right behind the play clock in the back of the end zone. Another 2-2 pitch on the way. This one's looked at. Full count, 3-2. Good at bat here by Godden. Reinstead steps off. Big pitch for the Knights here. Full count. This one's roped down the third base line, and that's going to be called fair around the bases, but it's going to be a ground rule double as it goes past the fence. An RBI double for Godden. Deacons take an early 1-0 lead in the bottom of the first.
Well, that is a great sign for the Deacons. You can't help but be a little nervous after letting the bases get loaded in the first part of this inning, but it's really encouraging for them to come in here and then get a run up. Just kind of take some of the pressure off to be on the board early.
Good job by Godden to really step up with a runner on second in scoring position and driving her in easily with the ground rule double.
Definitely with 2 strikes, a little bit of a nervous situation, but she perseveres and does a good job.
Definitely a good hitter's count, knowing that they didn't want to walk her. Earholt steps in. She swings at the first pitch a little early, strike 1. Same situation here, 1 out with a runner on second. Earholtz watches that second one go by for another strike, 0-2. 0-2 pitch on its way. This one's high. One-two pitch, 1 out. Earholt swung on and missed. Strike 3. Reinstead second.
Now batting for the Deacons, number 7, Elena Linster.
Linster is going to step in now. Linster playing left field today. 2 down now for the Deacons. 1 run already across in the inning. This one's going to be a ball. This one swung on. Foul tip, but strike 1. 2-1 count. Reinstead trying to get out of this inning with only 1 run scored. This one swung on and missed. Strike 2. Linster is going to have a even 2-2 count. This one's roped, but caught by the third baseman to get out of the inning. Great play out there at third.
Wow, fantastic job there by the third baseman. Just latching onto that and not letting it go.
That was Meyer.
Well, we saw Meyer make an error earlier in the inning that did cost Central, but great job recovering there.
No, you couldn't blame her on the first error.
No, yeah.
Swanson really got a hold of that one. Just really quick reaction, but makes up for it in the end.
Definitely. Deacons really have been driving a lot of balls down that third base line.
Bats are alive for both teams today with a lot of action early. Central had their chance to score in the top of the first, but couldn't get a run across with the bases loaded.
Can look to improve upon that performance now. Maybe get someone home.
Beautiful day, though. Not much of a breeze, no clouds in the sky. You can't ask for much on a mid-May day.
No, it is just a calm spring afternoon, one of the most beautiful games we broadcast. And our own Colby Johnson, unfortunately, is in the press box for this one. So
we did that on purpose.
Yeah.
We really did. No, but another Shanley man, Kelly Burns, is really enjoying the weather today. No black Sanford coat.
Well,
That was usually his go-to because it's been a little chillier, but
I don't know if I've ever seen him not in that.
I think he's wearing the red Shanley polo.
A good look.
It is.
Leading off for tonight,
Can finally enjoy the nice weather.
Unlike Colby.
Yeah. Kelly can get a tan today. Colby is stuck in the press box just. Tucker steps in for her first plate appearance. Shows bunt, pulls back. 1-1 pitch is looked at outside. Another ball. 2-1. This one's hit right back at Schmidt. She knocks it down and lobs it over to first and Nelson for out number 1. Good play by Schmidt. Good reaction time to get the first out of the inning.
Well, that was just a really impressive job being able to recover. She doesn't quite corral the ball on her first try, but then she doesn't panic. She just stays calm, picks it up, and ultimately makes the play.
Schmidt now has 1 out. First pitch, high, ball 1. Second pitch to the batter is in there for a strike. This one's going to be low. Pitch is swung on and missed. Strike 2. Schmidt winds up and pitches. This one swung on and missed. Strike 3.
Now batting number 8, Madison Burbank.
This one's in there for a strike for Schmidt. Late on that one, strike 2. Schmidt's got her in an 0-2 hole. Two outs, the 0-2 pitch on its way. High, ball 1. Schmidt's had a pretty easy top of the second. 2 up, 2 down. 1-2 pitch. Outside, ball 2. Evens up the count. 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Deacons out of the inning. 1-2-3. Just what you wanted to see after getting in a bases loaded jam last inning.
That's really a bounce back inning for the Deacons, which is kind of funny to say considering they didn't surrender a run in that previous inning. But it was just really encouraging to see them get those batters out very quick and not make any errors.
Deacons have 1 run already. Trying to add to that lead. I know a team that's only scored 1 run on Sunday was the Chicago Cubs and their 2-1 loss to the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Well, Devin, you are relentless in your crusade against the Chicago Cubs.
Lane's parents actually told me they enjoyed the comments, so I'm going to keep them up.
Well, always impressive to see you attacking Lane without him here to defend himself.
You know, interesting fact, Lane's brother is actually a Cardinals fan, so, I mean, I don't know what went wrong with him.
We apologize once again to any Cubs fans watching, and I also advise you to not disclose you're a Cubs fan to Devin Kleiman.
Ryan said, getting ready for her second inning of work. With the beautiful day, our own Gabe Thomas is out there taking another personal day, just watching the game.
Just out for a stroll in the bleachers.
Oh.
In fact, obstructing our view of the game a couple times.
Yeah. I mean, he does kind of run this thing, but,
Yeah.
I mean,
21, Gabby Nelson.
I guess.
it's also your older brother. Respect him, all right? First pitch of the second inning. Outside, ball 1. Second pitch is swung on and hit foul right down the first baseline. Nelson looks at a 1-1 count. This one's going to be high, 2-1. Another pitch is swung on. No one's going to have a play at this one as it's fouled off down the third baseline. With 2 strikes, Nelson looks at this one low. Ball. Nelson looks at this one. This one's high as well, full count. With a full count pitch on its way, this one's popped up. Foul in the bleachers. One lucky fan's going home with another softball.
Once again, Devin, may I remind you, those balls are returned.
One lucky fan's going home with a bruise for trying to catch that softball. This one's popped straight up. First baseman, shortstop calls everyone off and catches it for out number 1.
Now batting, number 22, Jocelyn Sager.
Senior Jocelyn Sager steps up to the plate. 1 down for the Deacons. She swings at the first pitch. This one's lined deep into left center field off the fence. Sager's going to stay at first for a long single. Sager showing off her power there. Almost got that one out of the yard.
Well, not too often you'll see a single that probably should have been a home run.
Mess up the round on first a little bit, but hey, still got a runner on for the Deacons.
And a great hit.
Good job by Central to get the ball in quickly.
That was impressive fielding.
Sager steals for second. Ball's dropped by the shortstop. She'll be in there safely.
Well, Sager herself clearly not happy with only getting a single out of that, so she decides to make it into a double.
This one's popped up. Left fielder's going to have a run at it and overruns it a little bit. Foul ball, no harm. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be in there for a strike. This one is struck her out. Strike 3. Now steps in Mary Simon, and we have a little message. Shout out to Aunt Sue, who is watching our broadcast today. We thank you for watching.
Aunt Sue coming to us from Shoreview, Minnesota.
We appreciate your support. First pitch to Simon is high, and Sager advances to third.
If you're watching Shanley TV from an interesting location, give us a shout-out on social media, and we'll try to give you a shout-out on air.
Simon shows bunt. Pulls back. Swung on and missed. Strike 1. 2 outs. Simon trying to bring in that run from third. Simon hits one down the third base line, but that's going to be foul. Inches away from a big hit for the Deacons. It's a long strike, number 2. Simon's going to try to do it again here. 1-2 pitch is outside, 2-2. With 2 outs. Simon hits one over the left fielder's head. This one's going to bring in a run and over the wall. A ground rule double for the senior, Mary Simon. Big hit by the senior to extend the lead to 2-0.
Well, that is the second ground rule double of the game for the Deacons.
She really turned on that one. That almost had a shot to get out of here, too.
Just about.
Deacons really showing off their power. And speaking of power, here comes the shortstop, Lauren Rotunda, who already has a home run this year. First pitch inside to Rotunda, ball 1. Simon's on second. She has some speed. Maybe takes a chance at third. The 1-0 pitch to Rotunda. This one's inside as well. 2-0. Rotunda lines us to the shortstop. There's going to be play at first, and Rotunda is out. Ground out to the shortstop. Good play by Central to get out of the inning.
Well,
One run scored, though.
Yeah, that's the thing. Rotunda didn't quite make it to first, but as the Deacons, you just have to be happy to get that 1 run, and overall a very successful inning for Shanley.
A lot of power shown. A couple warning track power shots by the Deacons there.
No doubt.
First by Sager, then by Simon. Overall, good clean game by the Deacons after a few mistakes in the first inning.
Don't forget to join us on Wednesday, May 25th, as we bring you Shanley High School's 2016 graduation ceremony. Coverage begins at 6 p.m. live on ShanleyTV.com. Following the end of the ceremony, a full-length, on-demand archive will be posted on Shanley TV. To view all of our upcoming broadcasts, go to ShanleyTV.com and click on the Upcoming Broadcast tab.
Heard there's some good-looking guys graduating next week.
All right, Devin.
All right.
Well, speaking of graduation, Devin, I believe you have your grad party this weekend. Say, why am I not invited?
Well, Jed, because you make comments like this, all right? You put me in bad situations.
Well, you should know how to handle those. Just a little offended.
I'll work on it, Jed. But back to the game.
Of course, back to the game.
First pitch of the third inning by Schmidt is going to be low for a ball. McWilliams steps back up to the plate. She got on with an error in her first plate appearance. Bends, but that one's going to be in there for strike 1, 1-1. One pitch. This one's tapped down the first base line, but foul. Nelson's going to grab it. 1-2. McWilliams just a little early on that one. Schmidt's strikes her out looking. Another strikeout for Molly Schmidt. Brings her up to 6 on the afternoon. Pretty dominant performance by Schmidt so far.
Definitely a lot of the hits that have come off of errors, so Schmidt is really putting together a dominant performance.
This one bounces in front of the plate and hits our umpire. We'll take a break here. Bad bounce.
Well, never want to see that. Umpire, though, up and walking, and that's good to see. Well, just about ready to get play back underway here.
Still going to be a 1-0 count. Comes that pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike one. Schmidt evens the count back up. This one's lined up. Godden's going to have a chance at it and grabs it. Great play by Godden to find the ball quickly.
Oh, what a play by Godden there. Fantastic job tracking the ball down.
Tough play, too. Now 2 down for the Knights. Schmidt has been dealing, and this one's lined. Ehrholtz makes a good grab and throws it over to first route. Number 3, good play by Taylor Ehrholtz out at third, cutting that one off.
Well,
3 up, 3 down again.
Another good job by Deacons to get out of that one. No harm done. Great job. Well, folks, you responded to our call, and we have another shout-out here. A big shout-out to Caitlin Hashik from Aunt Tammy and Uncle Jeff in Indianapolis. Thank you, Aunt Tammy and Uncle Jeff, for tweeting at us, and anyone else interested, please, we'll try to give you a shout-out on air.
Shanley TV getting to Indiana.
That we are.
That's impressive.
I believe, Devin, we've hit all 50 states. And also across seas to Saudi Arabia, I believe.
Thank you, Connor Smith.
Yeah.
You're going to have Ingrid Swanson leading off for the Deacons here.
Well, she's already had some success at the plate this game, and as we said all season, it's been very good for her.
Was the first base runner for the Deacons on the day. Reinstead has had a pretty good outing here. Her first pitch of the 3rd inning is a ball. Ball 1. Outfield shifted. Center fielder more in left center. Right fielder more in right center field. Second pitch is high. 2-0. Swanson waiting for her pitch. Swanson swung on a miss. Strike 1. Two-one pitch. Swanson swung on a miss on this one as well. 2-2. Good job by Reinstead to get back into this count. This one's low. Bring it to a full count. See what Reinstead has here. Swanson stays alive, fouled straight down the third baseline. Good snag by the coach there. Another 3-2 pitch. On its way. Strike 3, struck her out. Good pitch. Reinstead has her 3rd strikeout of the day.
All the more impressive when you consider that came with a full count.
Froze her there. Godden steps in now. This one's going to be inside. Strike one. Inside part of the plate. Great pitching by both squads so far. Godden fouls this one straight back. Brings the count to 0-2. Reinsted's 0-2 pitch. This one's inside for a ball. Catcher can't handle that one. 1-2. Godden pops this one out of play down the first baseline. Staying alive here. Count stays at 1-2. One Deacon already out in this inning. Godden staying alive. This one goes straight back. Catcher's not going to have a play at it. Godden hits one into left field. Good contact by Godden. And it's going to be the first runner of the third inning for the Deacons. Nice easy swing just to get that ball out in left field. The junior Taylor Earholt steps in. Had a nice play out in the field the other inning. Now let's see what she can do at the plate. Runner's going. No one's covering second. Godden gets in there safely. Miscommunication by the second baseman and shortstop. No one was covering the bag. So now a runner on second with only one out. Earholtz looks at this one for a strike. Count is even at 1-1. Ball is in the turf. Ball 2, 2-1. Reinsted's 2-1 pitch is swung on and missed. Strike 2. Good off-speed pitch by Reinsted. Earholtz was way out in front of that one. Looks down to the third baseline now. Steps back into the box. 2-2. She grounds this one, and the shortstop and Godden collide here. Godden's going to be out. That's going to be interference. 2 down now for the Grand Forks Central Knights. Kuntz playing short there, got ran into. Easy call for the umpire there.
Odd play ends up costing the Deacons.
Aggressive play by Godden, just trying to get to third. And this one's roped down the third base line. Linster's on base. Deacons still have life with 2 outs here. Gabby Nelson steps in, the left-handed hitter.
Nice recovery here by Shanley, as you said, but once again, the Central Cast D has been very strong, and Reinstad has been fantastic pitching, so it's a big challenge here for Nelson.
Outfield now shifting to right field. Linster's halfway in between first and second base, but cannot go anywhere with Earholtz at second, teasing the catcher, though. Nelson with 2 outs. Looks at the 1-0 pitch. This one's hit hard, but the right fielder covers some ground and makes the catch. That's Tucker. Perfect alignment.
Well, a great hit by Nelson there. Another Deacon showing off power, but Tucker just does a fantastic job tracking that down and making the play.
Credit the coaching staff that you could see him moving him right in the perfect position right before that at-bat.
Very true.
So the Deacons come out for the 4th inning. No runs scored in the 3rd. Central has had their chances, but has not been able to get any runs across the plate.
And things have definitely cooled down since that first inning when they were able to get the bases loaded. Right now, Grand Forks Central could really just use some kind of spark, something to boost their confidence at the plate.
Molly Schmidt has been dominant since the first inning, going
No,
3 up, 3 down, 2 innings in a row.
no question, with 6 strikeouts. I mean, that has just been a great performance.
NBA playoffs are in full swing and kind of getting intense with the favorite Warriors losing last night.
Well, I mean, the Thunder and the Warriors, not very similar teams in terms of playing style, but both very talented.
Both can score points, yep.
And that's the big thing. Obviously, you just can't count out the Warriors. I think we're in store for a pretty good series there.
I think it's going 7 for sure.
Very likely.
Eastern Conference starting up pretty soon with the Raptors and Cavs. Who do you have there, Jed?
Oh, that's a tough call. I'm liking the story of the Raptors, to be honest, but I don't know. The Cavs just seem a little too much to handle.
I mean, there's a huge difference there. The Raptors have already played 14 games this playoffs, and the Heat have played 8. Or not, the Cavs have played 8. My fault.
Wrong LeBron team.
Yeah. Well, the Raptors just played the Heat. That's what I was thinking. I wasn't thinking LeBron.
All right. But very true, yeah. The Cavs definitely come in with an advantage in that department.
The 1-0 pitch is fouled off, 1-1. The 1-1 pitch is high to Reinstead. Schmidt's pitch is crushed by Reinstead over Mary Simon's head out in center, hits the wall. Reinstead strolls into second easily. Rotunda has troubles with it, but Reinstead cannot advance. First batter of the inning is now on second. Some adversity here in the top of the 4th for the Deacons.
Well, you know what we say, things were cooling down for Central, and all it takes is one spark, and Willow Reinstad trying to be that spark with a double there that almost could have been a homer.
And the next pitch is lined to Rotunda, back to Swanson, double play. Just like that, the threat is over. 2 down. Great play by Rotunda and Swanson.
Well, when you got a spark going, who better to extinguish it than Lauren Rotunda? Her fielding skills are fantastic, and her ability to catch those high balls is also just a huge key for these Deacons. And so right there, you see that her fielding talent able to pick up 2 outs there.
That one just lofted enough to freeze the runner at second, and then Swanson trusting the senior shortstop getting to the bag to get the double play.
Tough break for Grand Forks, though.
Count is now even at 1-1. Grand Forks Central still has an out to play with here. And this one's hit hard to Swanson. She fields it, throws it over the first for an easy out number 3. Deacons are out of the inning just like that.
Another good inning there for Shanley. Almost looked like things were going to maybe go downhill there with Reinstad getting that double and then a hit that looked like it was going to maybe bring Reinstad home, but Lauren Rotunda shuts that down and the Deacons recover nicely.
That's the start you wanted for the Knights, though. I mean, getting a runner in scoring position with no outs, just some bad base running killed them.
No question. I mean, I think that's really huge for their overall confidence in the rest of this game, just knowing that, we can continue to get hits up there outside the first inning.
Still a lot of game left. Good thing about Reinstead, though, she can make up for that play on the base pass with her pitching. Jed, did you watch the Players this weekend? Players Championship, PGA Tour Golf?
I did
No.
not catch the players, Devin, and I can see the disappointment creep across your face.
A little bit. Jason Day brought it home.
Well,
The new number one.
big year for Jason Day last year, and it's good to see him getting a win. Obviously, didn't perform at the Masters maybe the way he wanted to, but winning the Players has got to be a big confidence boost for him.
Leading out for the Deacons. Number 22, Jocelyn Sager.
You been catching the NHL playoffs, Devin, or
I
is it
caught
time
the
for
en-
me to be disappointed?
No, I caught the ending of the Pittsburgh game last night.
What a finish there.
Great play by Crosby at the end. First pitch to Sager is outside, ball one.
Well, Matt Cullen, the Moorhead gentleman, also picked up a goal there, making that his 4th of the playoffs.
That's great. That's good for him. That's impressive.
At 39 years old, that's no question.
With the 2-0 count, Sager steps in and swings and misses. 2-1. Reinstedt's had a good outing, trying to keep it up here in the bottom of the 4th. 2-1 pitch is outside, ball 3. Wind up in the pitch. Sager swung on a miss a little outside, but full count. Excuse me, that was strike 3.
Batting for the Deacons, number 14.
It's a very full count there, Devin.
Next batter steps up. This one popped up. First baseman's going to have a play at it. And comes down with it right at the fence. Good play.
Abby Ferry, fantastic job tracking that ball down.
Covered a lot of ground there and wasn't afraid of the fence.
Not at all.
Number 1, Mary Simon.
Simon steps in after an RBI double, her last plate appearance. Shows bunt, takes it for a strike. Yo, 1 pitch. Simon bunts, running. Catcher touches it. Simon's gonna get to first easily. She was out of the box real quick there.
Really great acceleration there by Mary Simon. The second she makes contact with that ball, she's gone and is able to get to first.
Now you're gonna have Lauren Rotunda stepping in. She's 0 for 2 today, but always dangerous in the batter's box.
No question. Definitely got to be disappointed getting out on those first 2 outings, but just gives her more
Rotunda
fire.
tries to bunt there. Fouls that one off. Outfield playing deep.
Well, the bunt worked for Simon. Why not try it herself?
Make him cover it. Count is now 0-1. Ryan said 0-1 pitch. Rotunda pops up behind the shortstop, and she makes a great play. Had to chase that one down a little bit, but they're out of the inning. No runs scored for the Deacons. Still 2-0 after 4.
Well, really uncharacteristic for Rotunda to be 0 for 3 at the plate. Obviously not some kind of meltdown. She's done a great job making contact. Just a tough break there for the Deacons to have one of your best batters unable to get on base yet today.
Every great hitter is going to go in a slump every now and then, but
Yeah, that's very true, yeah.
she could easily change the game in one swing of the bat, though.
That's all it takes.
While we were on the golf topic, it was the JV golf finale today at Prairiewood.
Well, how did that one turn out, Devin?
I have no clue on the results. But
All right.
I knew the site, and it was today.
Thank you for sharing that.
The Shanley boys JV team season is over. Beautiful day to end it on, though.
Oh, no question.
I believe the varsity team is out in Carrington tomorrow for their meet. They've won the last couple of meets as a team.
A very strong team this year. A lot of good golfers. Pat Trainer, the senior, Lucas Johnson, the junior. It's a deep team with a lot of good players and a lot of different age groups.
They've all been at the top of the leaderboard at some point in the tournament.
Even more impressive considering the loss of Tyler Bossert from last year, one of the best golfers Shanley has had in quite a long time.
Tucker's first pitch he sees in the top of the fifth is swung on a miss, strike one. Schmidt still going strong in her fifth inning of work. Tucker swung on and fouls it back, 0-2. A little bit of a shadow at home plate from the lights. You would wonder if that has to affect the batters at all today. 0-2 pitch by Schmidt is looked on. Strike three. Caught her looking again.
Molly Schmidt is on fire right now.
That is now 7 strikeouts on the day. He's really calmed down after that first inning. But even then, she got out of the inning with 3 strikeouts.
Exactly. She's just done a really good job, even in those tough situations, being able to persevere like that.
Her first pitch here is low, ball 1. Pitch looked at for a strike, 1-1. One down in the inning for the Knights. Looking to rally with a couple of runs here. This one's high, ball 2. Two, 1 pitch is in there for a strike, 2-2. Even 2-2 pitch. Wind up and the pitch. This one's popped up. Nelson's going to have a play at it. Calls it off. Out number 2. Now 2 down. Madison Herbeck steps in, the second baseman. With 2 outs, trying to get something going here. Looks at the first pitch inside for strike 1. Oh, 1. Swung on a miss, strike 2. Schmidt trying to go 1, 2, 3 yet again. Looks in, throws it low, ball 1. One, 2 pitch. Herbeck hits it hard up the middle. Simon cuts it off. It's going to be a leadoff single.
Well, wow, that shot from Herbeck packed a punch.
That came off the bat hard. With 2 outs, the Knights have life with McWilliams stepping back up to the plate, the left-handed hitter. First pitch he sees is outside and low, ball 1. One 0. McWilliams grounds it up the middle. Rotunda grabs it, flips it to Swanson. A good play by Rotunda and Swanson yet again to get out of the inning.
Those two have been a dynamic duo patrolling second and picking up some great outs that the Deacons have really needed.
McWilliams thought she had a single, and just like that, Rotunda covers that much ground and flips it, made it look really easy.
Just takes it away like that. Well, we are joined by the man, the myth, the legend, a honorary member of Shanley TV, Mr. Ty Sandine. Ty up here once again, and Devin, what sports-related questions do we have for Mr. Sandine?
Ty, how do you feel about the Spurs losing?
Had to know that was coming.
Unfortunately, they're getting a little old.
Oh, using age as an excuse. Yep. Mr. Sandine thinks they're just a little too old. Well, words of a bandwagon fan.
Yeah, I do not think that was the problem. Kawhi Leonard and LaMarcus Aldridge were having a heck of a series there. They just had no answer for Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant.
No, they did not. Hopefully Golden State has an answer.
Mr. Burns, my own econ teacher, is really hoping that they have an answer.
Well, Ty, now that the Spurs are out, who do you got? The Thunder. Well, sorry, Thunder fans, the Ty Sandine NBA playoff jinx will probably end your season.
Yep, there it is.
Thank you, Ty,
From
for your
one
input today.
bandwagon to another. Ty Sandine. All right, and the bottom of the fifth starts out with a strike. A 1 pitch is in there for strike 2. Swanson with 2 strikes. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Good pitch by Reinsted. Brings her total up to 5 strikeouts. The number 3 hitter, Allison Godden, steps in now. With 1 out. Swings at the first pitch. Right at Kelly Burns, and it's off his hands.
Oh,
An error by
a costly
Kelly Burns.
error there for the Deacons.
He'll be hearing that one later,
Mostly from you.
for sure. The 0-1 pitch. Godden swings at that one. Kelly's going to have no play at that one there.
Couldn't run it down.
Godden now looking at an 0-2 count. Reinstead already has 1 strikeout in the inning. Reinstead's wind-up and pitch is hit foul. Another good swing by the Deacons, but just on the left side of the third base. Count's going to remain 0-2. Godden resets, steps into the plate. And fouls another one off. Godden looks at yet another pitch in this inning. And she hits one high, back. Left fielder's looking at it at the fence. And it's off the fence. Godden's going to advance from second to third. And just like that, a 1-out triple by Allison Godden almost hit it out of here.
Once again, these Deacon hitters have just been so close to getting a home run. That time, Godden able to get the triple.
Left fielder just ran into the wall. Had no more room to work with. Hard play out there in left.
Definitely a good attempt to make the play, though. Not afraid of that wall, just chasing that one.
Now Earholt steps in with a runner on third. She swings at the first pitch. High, strike 1.
Earholtz has had some strikeout troubles today. Hopefully she can sell those down, though. When she's on, she's a very good hitter for the Deacons.
Definitely brings a lot of power at the number 4 spot. She hits one. This is a blast off the wall again. Godden's going to score easily. Earholtz rounds first and jogs into second for a 1-out double. Deacons extend their lead to a 3-0
Lead.
Yep, lead.
Well, Devin, you said it. Earholtz is a great power hitter, and that was shown off right there. The Deacons have had balls all over the fence this afternoon.
Another runner in scoring position. First pitch is swung on and missed. Linster stepping in. Looks like they're going to run for Earholtz on second. Rachel Lewis steps in at second base to pinch run. Ty Sandine has left us after the Spurs comments.
Probably unrelated. Probably had to be somewhere.
He's got to go pick out his new OKC Thunder clothes. Linster pops this one out. The shortstop runs it down. Great range by the
Wow.
shortstop.
My
What a
goodness,
play.
what a play.
Called off the third baseman. That's Cassie Kuntz.
Just able to twist her arm around and somehow hold on to that one. That was impressive.
Number 21, Gabby Nelson.
Just like that, there's 2 outs. Wow, what a play.
Yeah, I know, that was just so impressive.
Nelson had a long lineup. This one's grounded up the middle. It's going to be a hard play at second. No play at first. Nelson's going to have an RBI single. Lead is now up to 4-0.
Good job by Herbeck there making the play, able to knock that ball down. She wasn't able to get the ball over to first and get the out, but she was able to keep it from going any farther, and that's something you got to be happy about.
Another runner is going to come out here.
Number 17, Sarah Lepore.
Looks like Sarah LaFour out there pinch running.
Number 22, Jocelyn Sager.
Sager steps in. Answers that first pitch, inside corner, ball 1. Deacons have scored 2 in the bottom of the 5th here. Watches that one high as well. 2-0. Outfield has shifted way into left. This one's going to be outside. 3-0. Three-0 pitch is looked at for a strike, taking it all the way. A lot of green out in right field for Sager. The 3-1 pitch is looked at for a strike. Linster, good job, or Reinstead, I mean. Good job to get herself back into a full count. 3-2, 2 outs. Big pitch by Reinstead here. Is swung on a miss. Strike 3. Catcher drops it. Throw it on to first. Is caught. And they get out of the inning.
Sager there not able to make it to first, although kind of tough when you're thinking you just struck out. Can't really realize that the ball's been dropped.
So we counted as a 2-3 strikeout there. You don't see that too often.
No, you do not.
6 strikeouts for Reinstead. She's been throwing the ball extremely well. Just Deacons have put their bat on a few and made her pay for some of the pitches.
Yeah, you know, we've talked a lot about Molly Schmidt's performance, and obviously she's been playing great, but you do have to mention Willow Reinsted's performance as well, because it has been quite good. Well, in one of our favorite segments, it is time for On This Day in Sports History. And folks, on this day in 1875, the first Kentucky Derby was held. Oliver Lewis aboard Aristides won in a time of 2:37.75.
Kentucky Derby was not too long ago, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, no, only, I believe, 2 weeks ago, and it was Nyquist who got the win, the favorite.
One of the best sporting events of the year.
That it
The
is.
Kentucky Derby.
Always fun to see if someone can win the Triple Crown.
Schmidt's first pitch of the 6th inning. Looks high for ball 1. This one's looked at high as well, 2-0. 2-0 is looked at for a strike. Cassie Kuntz with a 2-1 count. Strike two, 2-2. Trying to do something at the plate here after a really great grab out in the field last inning. Schmidt's 2-2 pitch. Kuntz lines it down the third base line, but just foul. Rotunda couldn't get to it. Linster couldn't get to it. Staying alive.
That one almost fair for Kuntz, though. Got to be frustrating just over the line.
And she grounds us to Earholtz. There's going to be a play at first. Good snag by Nelson. Out number 1.
Now batting, number 13, Abby Berry.
The first baseman, Abby Ferry, steps into the batter's box. 1 down. She swings at the first pitch. Good pitch by Schmidt. A little off speed. Keeping the batters on their toes. Well, 1 pitch is low and gets past Godden for ball 1. One. This one's hit hard into left, but a diving catch by Linster to save a hit.
Well, Elena Linster making one heck of a play out there in left field. Just able to get under that ball, barely.
Reinstead steps into the plate to try to help her own cause with a 4-0 deficit.
Well, she's had a great day both pitching and batting.
I believe she had a double in her last plate appearance.
I think you're right, and that was almost a really big hit for Grand Forks Central, but Lauren Rotunda and Ingrid Swanson combined for that double play.
2 outs for Reinstead at the plate. Schmidt gets the sign. Winds up. Reinstead watches that one low. Ball 2. Reinstead kind of checks her swing there. Evens the count up at 2-2. Kind of wants that swing back. Good pitch by Schmidt to fool her a little bit, though. 2-2 pitch with 2 outs. Watches that one high. Good take by Reinstead. Be a full count. Ellingston on deck for the Knights. That one's low. Reinstead with a 2-out walk.
Now batting, number 10, Taylor Ellingson.
This pitch is fouled, dribbling towards the first base dugout. Be a strike 1. Reinstead comes off the base hard. Has to slide back into first, but is there safely. Closer play. And Reinstead's shaking up on that play. Hand kind of got caught up with Nelson's foot. Now Kelly Burns is going to take a look at it.
Well, tough break for Reinstead. Never want to see that. But in very good hands with Kelly Burns.
And you don't like to see that if you're a Grand Forks Central Knights fan, because that's also going to be her pitching hand.
That's true. Reinstad just such a huge part of this team. As we said, a fantastic batter, fantastic pitcher, as we've seen in her performance today. Just really tough.
Also, you have the Shanley girls soccer team in action today at Cheyenne.
Cheyenne looking to prove something. I think this is their first year of varsity play.
Shanley's in the mix for one of the top 4 seeds at the state tournament.
Yes, there is no EDC tournament, I discovered. Wish I would have known that before saying it on our last broadcast.
That's right, Jed. We all make mistakes sometimes.
You would know.
It looks like Reinsted's going to come out of this game. Meyer is going to pinch run for her.
Well, it should note that currently at the plate is Taylor Ellingson, and she is listed as the pitcher behind Reinstad.
And this one's blasted into left field. And a 2-out hit by Ellingson.
Good job there by Ellingson, keeping this Grand Forks Central team alive.
Stoppage in play didn't affect her.
No, it did not.
Now batting, number 14, Caitlin Heichek.
Highcheck steps in. She's got 2 outs and 2 runners on. First pitch swung on and missed, strike 1. Looks down for a sign at third base. Here's the 0-1 pitch. She swings and pops this one foul. 0-2.
Well, Caitlin Highcheck, of course, has her aunt and uncle watching from Indianapolis. Once again, if you are watching from an interesting location, please tweet or message us on Facebook.
She watches that one high. 1-2. Highcheck looks at the 1-2 pitch and lines this one into right field. A runner's going to be on her way home. There's going to be a play at the plate. But no, she's going to be safe. Highcheck's going to slide into second. This one sails over the second baseman's head. Past Simon, past Sager.
Multiple
Highcheck's
errors
gonna
for
get
the
in.
Deacons. Oh,
And
my.
inside the park home run. That's going to be 3 runs just like that. The 4-0 lead turns into a 1-run lead.
That's a play you are not going to see very often.
A good hit. Rolls all the way into right field.
And then multiple mishandlings there by the Deacons. And you can see why they're going to have a conference here at the mound. Well, you know, Devin, when this game started, we talked about errors and how the Deacons were going to have to limit them if they wanted to come away with the win here. They had some issues in the first that led to the bases being loaded. Then they really calmed down, and then unfortunately at the top of the 6th, very late in this game, a huge string of errors makes it a 1-run game.
Flared up this inning. Schmidt comes back with a strike. Big inning for the Knights here. Tucker looks at that one. That's going to be outside. Ball 1. Tucker swung on and missed. Strike 2. 1-2. Schmidt trying to get out of the inning with a lead still. Three runs in this inning. Tucker trying to extend the inning, and she hits it right at Swanson. Not a bad swing, but right at Ingrid Swanson at second base, and the Deacons are out of the inning with a 1-run lead
Well,
with 1 inning to play.
Well, Tucker clearly frustrated there. She did a really good job getting a hold of that hit. Unfortunately, right to Swanson, and they couldn't ride that momentum to a tie game in that inning. But still, as you said, 1 inning left to play. If they can keep these Deacons off the board here and then get a run or two of their own, I mean, very strong chance to come away with the W here.
Big clutch hit by Caitlin Hychek, though.
Oh,
Driving
no question.
3 runs, scoring herself.
That was really a great inning for Grand Forks Central. Unfortunately, though, you do have the injury to Willow Reinstad, and we're not sure on her status, so we don't want to speculate. We just hope that she can come back and continue playing here for the Knights.
Not the home run you think of as a batter like
No.
what Hychek did.
And, I mean, the Deacons just have to be so mad at themselves here. You're up 4-0 late in this game. You really just want to kind of try to ice it. But unfortunately, just a string of errors, very, very costly.
But they can make it up in the bottom half of the 6th inning.
No question. I mean, they've still got the lead, so even if you can't get any runs up here, can still just play a good defense. And with Molly Schmidt pitching,
A 1-run lead might be enough.
it might
B.
be.
Looks like we're going to have Maria Sorensen leading off the inning for the Deacons. Been a crazy one here at Sid Cichy Stadium.
Yes, it has. And, folks, this is unfortunately Devin Kleiman's last game for us on Shanley TV, an emotional experience for everyone involved.
We're ending with a bang, Jed.
I just hope you can keep from crying on air.
I think I'll hold back the tears.
I don't know if I will.
First pitch from the new pitcher, Taylor Ingleson. But Sorensen lines one into left field, a leadoff single.
Not the way you want to start here if you're Grand Forks Central, especially with Taylor Ellingson coming in here pitching cold.
Good at bat by Sorensen there. Got to give her credit. The senior Mary Simon, who's already drove in a run today, steps back into the batter's box and tries to bunt, but misses. Strike one.
The bunt has worked very well for Simon today.
Yep, gotten on base twice already today. See if she tries to bunt again. Shows bunt. Pulls back. Watches this one outside. Ball. 1-1. One count. Here's the pitch. Simon goes, and that's going to be another strike. 1-2.
Almost an opportunity there, though, for Sorensen to take off.
First baseman creeping in. Simon pulls back. This one's down the third base line, but foul. Simon looks at another 1-2 pitch by Ellingson. She swings, and this one's in between the shortstop and third baseman. It's going to be a single. No one covering third, so Sorensen's going to come on in. And Simon's going to advance to second on the overthrow. Second and third with no outs, with Lauren Rotunda coming to the plate.
Well, she is 0 for 3 so far, but no better situation for her to be in right now to perhaps get that first hit.
Just like we said a while ago, one swing could change this game. And last inning, it was Hychek. This inning it could be Rotunda.
Well, you know, we mentioned errors being really costly for the Deacons as it led to those 3 runs, but right there we see an error by Grand Forks Central advancing Simon and Sorensen.
First pitch to Rotunda bounces in the dirt. Ball 1. Still no outs for the Deacons.
Good situation right now.
Another low pitch, 2-0. Outfield playing deep. Tucker's moved to center. Rotunda ropes one into left field. Simon's going to come on in to score as well. 2 runs, and Rotunda's going to advance from second to third. An RBI single with a 2-base advancement from the errors.
A great job by Rotunda there, truly roping that ball deep in the left field.
Well, one swing of the bat, Rotunda brings in 2 runs, though. Break this game open to a 3-run lead with still no outs. And Ingrid Swanson stepping up. Still a good situation for the Deacons here.
Yes, it is, making that mountain all that much taller for Grand Forks Central to climb.
First pitch to Swanson is low. Is high. Swanson's going to be in a hitter's count, 2-0. See if they give her the green light. This one's low as well, 3-0. Pitch is low as well. Gets past the catcher, but Rotunda's not going to try it. Swanson going to try to advance to second. They're going to throw down. Rotunda's going to score on this. Swanson's in a pickle, and she is out, but distracts the central infield to get Rotunda across to make it 7-3.
Well, I mean, you have to wonder,
Sacrifice, you know?
Yeah, I'd certainly say that's worth it, to get that guaranteed runner home.
Just like that, you're back up to a 4-run lead. They got all those runs back. Godden steps in with 1 out. She watches that first pitch in there for a strike. Good pitch by Ellingson. Oh, 1 is going to be outside. Godden chops one. Pitcher handles it. Throw to first. Late. Safe. Godden's on base with an infield single. A little bit of a swinging bunt. Now Godden's in a pickle. Now throw down to second. They run at her. Throw back to first. This one might be going on for a while. But she slides into second safely.
Well, the third base coach was ferociously signaling for Godden to take off the second.
We definitely saw it from up here.
Yeah, and she responds a little late, which leads to the pickle being created, but then does a great job getting out of it.
Getting out of that jam that she put herself in there. 1 out with Godden on second. Head first slide got her in there. Herholtz looks at the first pitch high. Godden teasing the catcher once again.
Well, the Deacons really have Grand Forks Central rattled right now. Just, because they've regained so much of that ground they lost.
2-0. Pitch. Herholtz watches that one go by. First strike. 2-1. 2-1 pitch. Earholtz drives one back, and caught by
Oh,
Tucker
what a
at second.
grab!
Godden tags up. And they're going to throw back for a double play. Nope. The umpire saying that she tagged up from second to go to third. I thought she left a little early from up here, Jed.
Oh, I'm not sure. I was watching that ball flying back. I thought that was gone for sure. And then a fantastic play there by Tucker to get over there. And that is the second or third time she's made a great play in the outfield.
Central's going to argue this call. It's going to be head coach Steve Olson out there. Central cannot believe that call. But either way, they're going to have to try to get out of this inning with 2 outs.
Now batting for the Deacons. Number 7, Elena Linster.
Linster steps into the batter's box.
She's had a very nice game.
She's already had a hit. 2-out pitch. She watches that one go by for a ball. Linster watches that one in there for a strike. During all that chaos, though, we have to mention what a play by Tucker.
Oh.
Right at the fence.
No question. And as I said, that's like the second or third time she's done that today.
Linster grounds it to the pitcher. Ellingson throws over to first for out number 3. Grand Forks Central has some catching up to do, but they scored 3 last inning alone. 4 is not that hard to get here.
Well, 4 is the magic number to tie it, but if they can get this one tied or even take the lead, keep in mind the Deacons would have another crack at it.
A lot of chaos in that last inning, though, with the inside the park home run in the top of the 6th, and then a weird kind of double play scenario.
Well, you know, I mean, this game has really been fantastic, and it's just been heating up as it goes on. I mean, you talk about going out with a bang, Devin. I'm not sure you could ask for much better.
Maybe the commentator Jinx is alive here. What if we have a extra inning thriller?
Well, that would be something. Maybe for once the Jinx would do something good. Of course, though, if you're the Deacons, you do not want that. They've done a great job here rebuilding that lead that they had. They had that 4-run lead. That inside the park homer, which we can't talk about enough, ended up cutting it down. But then a really good rebound inning.
Well, we have time here, Jed. What's your favorite Shanley TV moment you've had this year?
Well, that is a tough question. There have been so many great ones. You know, you think back to Jake Reinholdt's buzzer beater against Davies to tie the game up. That was a great one. But how about the Devin Kleiman interception of Carson Zark, the Wapating game this football season? I don't know if it gets better than that.
I loved your call.
Oh,
It
thank
was
you.
great.
I loved your interception.
Well, thanks, Jed.
Then again, you know, this is your grand exit. What would be your favorite Shanley TV memory?
Well, I got to go back to my man, Lane Hallock, signing off from Lane Hallock. I'm Lane Hallock.
Yes. Well, good to see that your favorite memory is once again finding a way to parade Mr. Lane Hallock.
No, I would say your call during the basketball season against Davies, screaming into the mic. I don't know how I can use this headset. I don't know how it's still functioning.
Thank you, Devin. Well, this game may very well be both of our favorite Shanley TV memories. Grand Forks Central, though, it's going to take something special.
Hey, you can't forget the Wyatt Lyer broadcasting days when he
Oh.
referred to Matt Bird as a horse.
Well, of course, a compliment to Mr. Bird and his work ethic and ability to drive. Just want to establish that. Matt Bird, of course, a fantastic football player, and Wyatt Lyer, a fantastic commentator with a colorful
Yeah,
vocabulary.
he's creative, all right. 0-1 pitch is fouled back for a foul ball. 0-2. Saw a great picture of the perfect crowd tonight. A lot of people came out to show the support.
Well, a beautiful night, a really good game. It's just a fun night to be watching softball.
Definitely enjoying the nice weather. 0-2 pitch by Schmidt. This one's popped up. Rotunda's going to run it down. Left fielder calls her off. Out number 1. Just hung out there a little too much.
Well, that's Linster, and she's made some great plays in the field. She's been successful at the plate, and once again, just very reliable and able to get that out.
Herbeck steps in, swings at the first pitch, strike 1. Central has had their troubles that time at the plate against Schmidt. Last inning broke open the scoreless drought with 3 runs. This one's popped up. Godden's going to make a play at it. Airholtz calls her off. Out number 2.
A quick 2 outs here for Grand Forks Central. Now the pressure is turned up.
But you're going to have the top of the order with Stephanie McWilliams stepping in.
Now batting, number 11, Steph McWilliams.
4 runs needed to be scored here for Central. McWilliams swings at the first pitch she sees, strike 1.
Just a very tough situation for McWilliams here. I mean, quite literally, the game is on her bat right now.
She could get something rolling for the Knights here in the top of the 7th. She watches that one in there for a strike. 0-2 in a hole here. Comes down to 1 strike for the Knights. Schmidt's 0-2 pitch. High, ball 1. If you're Schmidt, you'd really want to end this game with an exclamation point with a strikeout here.
She's had a lot of strikeouts so far in this game.
1-2 pitch is lined foul by inches down the first base line. Nelson had a diving effort but could not get a glove on it.
Well, inches away from an out, but also inches away from what likely would have been a single, if not more.
Count remains 1-2. 1-2 pitch. Again, swung on a miss. Strike 3. Schmidt ends the game with a strikeout.
Well, a very fitting way for the Deacons to end this one. Molly Schmidt putting, as you said, an exclamation point onto the end of a really impressive game.
Well, you had a lot of offense in this one, especially in the later part of the innings. Both scoring 3 runs in the 6th inning.
Indeed, just a really good game overall. In the end, the Deacons are able to come away with the victory. They end up not needing those 3 extra runs they got in the 6th, but just a really good way for the Deacons to end it. But you can't give enough credit to Grand Forks Central with that in the park 3-run homer, and overall a fantastic effort. Devin, you want to go out with a bang? I'd say that was quite the game to end on.
I think it was quite the broadcast, Jed. But from Sid Cichy Stadium in Fargo, North Dakota, I'm Devin Kleiman alongside Jed Thomas with our final score. Shanley 7, Grand Forks Central 3. Thank you for watching Shanley TV.